tell me, and we kind of went over this, so I apologize if I'm redoing this. What are your
It's
main
okay.
revenue streams? You got the block wall stuff, but you guys are more than that. You're a construction company. So what are your main, like, what's your core revenue stream?
My core revenue stream right now is block walls and retaining walls. That's primarily what we do. But we include we do I get quotes for stone. I do a lot of quotes for stucco, pavers.
Okay.
So we are pretty much in that realm. I just poured a concrete patio in the backyard, and we did some brick veneer walkway steps. I can send you a picture if you want to see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He literally just finished pouring concrete today.
So it sounds like you do the decorative stuff. Do you also do just the regular flat work?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. We do stamped concrete, regular concrete. We do brick veneer, regular brick. We do stone. We do natural stone, cultured stone, stone veneer. We do block walls and brick walls.
Got it.
And then we work with other companies. So oftentimes when he'll go out, he'll ask, like, what all are you looking to do? Because we do custom gates too.
Oh, cool.
I don't
Iron
advertise
gates?
it. Yeah, we do custom iron gates. We have a guy who does them for us. He works for us, but he does custom gates. And then we work with the excavation company, and we also work with the fencing company.
Smart. The cool part about concrete is, which is kind of a side note because we're talking about block walls, but block walls fits the realm, is block walls and concrete. If someone's going to do their backyard, those are some of the first things they get quoted out. And so you guys have a cool opportunity because, like, I work with a guy in Bentonville, and he only buys my concrete leads because he wants to find the ones that want to do hardscapes and pergolas and pools. So the cool
Right.
part for you is you have so many options of which way you can go. And if you could become big enough, you could offer every single one of those services and make money along the entire way.
Well, my goal is to become a general contractor, so I would oversee the whole job and then hire, like me, subcontractors.
Yeah.
So far we've built a team. We're building a team. We have a plumber, we have an electrician, we have an engineer, and then we're considering, because we don't have a concrete company, I can do certain concrete, but I can't do strictly concrete. So I'm looking at getting my C5 license. But the concrete license is really tough. It's a lot of studying. It's a lot to learn on the concrete test. So
you're weighing
I have
the
time for it.
Yeah, because you're not busy at all, right?
Right.
Oh. So okay. So let me ask you this. Say that again.
I said, if I could be, my ultimate goal within the next 5 years is to do the C5, C18, and a general contractor license.
And
so you got to study for that. You got to test for it. It's not light work.
So that kind of leads me into, like, what what I was going to ask you anyway, which is, what is, like, people, I mean, I have a funny feeling that you're not, like, extremely, like, passionate about the block wall itself, but you probably like building the business and putting different processes in place. Like, what is the goal ultimately? Is that to put everything so it's running itself so you can go and golf, or to, like, what is the goal?
The goal is, well, right now, I mean, I think it runs well. I work a full-time job as well. So I think that, so my goal is to take me out of my full-time role, and be in the business, be able to cover me and my dad and be profitable.
So talk to me about 2019. What was your revenue in 2019? Give me an idea, because I know every single company I work with, I know their revenue. It's all over.
400,000.
Okay, 400K. And what's the goal in 2020? Don't say before COVID, because
no,
I'm just kidding.
I would say If we had a 10%, 20% growth, I would be okay with that.
Okay, so let's you add another 80K roughly. So like say you do $500,000.
Yeah.
Okay. And of that, like how much more do you guys need to do profit wise to get you out of your position right now? Like where you're running a full-time job?
Well,
How
I'm a commercial
expensive
banker.
are your tastes?
I was gonna say, well, I'm a commercial banker, so.
Oh, okay. So we need a lot more. We need to pump those numbers up.
And I have, benefits. I have kids, so those are the things that are important. That's why I continue to work, because
yeah,
a small business owner I can't afford insurance
How old are your
outside.
kids?
15 and 8.
15 to 8. Cool. Just the two?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. I got 3,
Just 2
so I know how that goes.
Yeah, and the insurance is a nightmare.
Oh, yeah. And our hospitals here, they don't work with anyone unless you have like a certain insurance.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah, I get it. It sucks. All right.
Here's where we struggle. And I don't know, do you guys only do residential?
So are you going to say like you'd love to get more commercial stuff, right?
That's the only way. So let me tell you something. Dealing with these homeowners is
a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. Some you get great ones, and then some you just get people who are nasty.
Like that guy the other day that wanted 17 quotes.
Yeah, just to be nasty. And it's like, I feel like at this point, like this is beneath our company. Like I'm so tired of dealing with these people when we have the power, we have the capacity to work on bigger jobs. I own all of my equipment. I don't have any debt. I don't, my trucks, all of my equipment, all of my materials, I own everything. So I don't run my business on credit. Every job I take, 50% deposit before we start. Just to make sure that covers all of the material and typically half of the labor.
Got it. Good for you.
But the struggle is dealing with, they want to nickel and dime you. They want you to do additional work and they don't want to pay for it. And then if, it's one little thing that they don't like, they want to complain. And so, yeah, so it's frustrating. All of our work is good. I don't know if you looked us up on Home Advisor. We've probably got 2 out of 20 bad reviews. So my rating is like a 4.5. So I stand by the work we do. We do great work. I stand by our work. However, it can be challenging dealing with homeowners.
Morons, you mean? Yeah. I don't always look at those, like, because I understand, like, no matter how good you are, you're always going to have that person that's like, that's just unhappy, and that's just how they are as a person. So, yeah. So to answer your question though, basically what I do is I target certain words. And so just the nature of commercial stuff, absolutely from this, you are going to see commercial jobs, but I'm not going to lie to you and say you're going to see 50% commercial, 50% residential.
Right.
It's probably going to be 85% residential and 15% commercial.
Okay.
Because it's just how people search. So you're going to have the guy that's like, he's in charge of his company throwing in a project. And so he doesn't know where to go. He's going to go on Google. And he's going to find us.
Right.
But you're also going to have the other guys that like know, and obviously I hope you're not offended when I say guys, I mean guys and gals. Like I'm just using that loosely.
I'm in a male dominated industry.
Yeah. And it's also, yeah. So anyway, just slap me and tell me to stop, but you know what I mean? Anyway, not to lie to you, it's going to be 1585.
Okay.
You're going to get them, but the nature of how we generate, which is through organic search and through Google, most of it's residential. But, and I'll explain this in 2 seconds, is the way that we structure our deals, you don't have to deal with freaking knuckleheads.
Okay.
Because like
so far, the people I've dealt with from your company have been good. I did see, I think maybe two of your leads overlapped with Home Advisor.
Yeah.
They were the same ones I got sent from Home Advisor.
Yeah. By the way, I'm going to show you this, and I think this should replace Home Advisor, what we have, honestly.
Okay.
Just so you know. But you can keep paying for both if you want. So But anyway, so let me just show you this. Now that I've got that information, can you see my screen? Let me show you this real quick. You see it now?
Yes.
All right. So here's the deal. You know where St. George is,
Make
right?
it bigger.
Let me see. Hold tight.
Just a little bit. I'm blind, as you can see.
Let me see. Hold on.
Probably because I'm on my phone. I should have took it on my iPad.
All right, I can just zoom in. Watch this. Tell me if you can see it. That a little bit better?
Yes. Perfect.
Okay. So here's what we do. Are you a Floyd Mayweather or Conor McGregor fan? Don't say Floyd because you're in Vegas. Come on.
Well, I don't really like Floyd, but I think he's gonna beat Conor McGregor. So
Yeah, that's true. Well, my point with asking that, I just like watching that stuff when it's exciting like that. But
my dad knows his parents personally, so
you have to like him then, and ask him if you can carry his backpack for him.
right.
Just dip in there once in a while.
Exactly.
So,
like, just give me one band.
Here's how this is why we reached out to you, all right? So you're not thinking it's super random. Is I don't just go across the US and say, hey, I think Parker's the one that called you, right? Parker, one of my partners, Parker.
I think so.
I don't say, Parker, go and rip down every concrete block wall company you can and see who will give me a shot. Like, that's not what I'm doing here. What we do is completely opposite. I go across the United States and look for the cities that have the best opportunity. And what I'm looking for is people that have, like cities like Vegas, that have tons and tons of people searching for block walls. And then the competition online is garbage. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I know you have a million competitors. Like, you run into them and you're like, you're going to fight me and say, I got tons of competitors. I know that. However,
well, actually, what, and I don't know. So what Home Advisor was telling me the other day is, in my area, I am one of the few companies that does this type of work. So I don't know if that necessarily means the companies aren't registered with them or utilizing their marketing tool.
Right. I don't know either. All I know is that if you look at the people that are doing anything online, it's very, very weak.
Yeah.
Which is what I like. It brings me back to why I mentioned Floyd and Conor is I don't go into fights where I'm fighting Floyd if I'm Conor. I like to go into fights where I know I'm going to win.
Right.
And so I live in St. George, which you know where that's at, right?
Yeah, Utah. Okay.
Yeah, it's right here, 2 hours from Vegas. I fly out of there all the time. We have most of our business, probably 80% of it's in the South, because I go after specific cities versus just like I have no emotion there. I'm going into Vegas block wall because I know it's going to be a home run.
Right.
That's it. And so here's how I just want to show you how I know that. So 2 things. Let me show you in St. George. So as you know, St. George population is 80,000 people. Okay. I think Vegas itself is like 600K. And I think the metro, like, it's a lot. Like, it's how many people are in
Vegas?
Over
2 million people in Vegas.
With Henderson, Summerlin, the whole bit, right?
Yeah.
So you're talking about 80,000 versus this. So check out the difference here. This tool that I use, this is what kind of tells me how many people are searching for block wall every month. And so I just want to show you based on, it might have kicked me out. Hold on one second. Let me just log in real quick. Oh, on the wrong thing. Here we go. All right, so check this out. St. George block wall. This is what I actually started this project last summer in June. So you can see right here, it says there's only 20 people a month searching for block wall contractors. Okay, only. Okay, but if you type, so then I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and build a website and then rank it as number 1, and then I'll see how many leads we get. So if you type in on your phone, St. George block wall, is this big enough for you to see? Can you see this?
Yeah. Yep.
So you see what the domain is?
stgeorgeblockwall.com.
Yeah. That's my website. See what this one is?
Uh-huh.
stgeorgeblockwall.com. That's my website. This one right here is me too. So, I mean, we own page 1. This is me, this is me, this is me.
Right.
So I get almost every job at least a crack at every job. So check this out. Last month in May, or actually this month, what day is it? The 18th or 15th or something? 18th?
Yeah.
Do you see all these little green dots?
Mm-hmm.
Those are all scheduled estimates, like the ones I sent you and you scheduled it to go out. So we got one, this is just in May. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. We're at 30 scheduled estimates on the 18th of May in a city of population of 80,000. And see all these little purple ones? These are ones I haven't even gotten a hold of. I've got their names and everything. I just won't send them to companies. Like, I only send you leads when they're ready to get booked. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 more. So I actually have 36. I've averaged about 2 leads a day in St. George, which is literally a tenth the size of Vegas.
Right.
So I'm sitting here like, okay, let me see what Vegas says if I use the same tool. Cinder block wall, Las Vegas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. I'm going to show you. Cinder block wall. Okay. Let's check this out. According to this, we know it's not 40, but we know it's double, at least double what St. George has. So Here's why I'm so excited. If I can do what I've done in St. George, which is get my website.
Well, just take the block wall off. Don't put cinder, because a lot of people don't know what cinder is. They wouldn't. A lot of homeowners wouldn't search for cinder. They would put block wall.
Yeah, and there's different variations of that too. So it depends.
See, there you go. Retaining walls, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where the money is. The money is in the retaining walls.
Okay. Retaining walls and block builders. I mean, so these are all block wall installation. Those are all kind of related. But what I'm getting at is, if I can do what I did in St. George, which I have done multiple times, the upside is at the bare minimum double. So if I can get to number 1, we're looking at a ton of leads. Right now you're averaging, and I know how you're playing Home Advisor because I know a lot of business owners do that. When it's slow, you turn it on, you turn it off, turn it on, tell them it's a duplicate, you fight it, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's just a big game. Mm-hmm. And you guys are averaging, it sounded like you get roughly 3 to 4 leads a week. And based on that screenshot you sent me, you're spending between $700 and $900 a month. Is what it looks like.
Too much.
Too much. And I calculated at $832. I calculated that screenshot divided by 12 leads. You're $70 per lead. Here's the worst part. Not every one of them, because I know a couple of those are exact match, but a lot of those are shared leads.
Yes. Now, she did show me how I could go in there to see how many people the lead were sent to. Right. So I don't know if it was only sent to me or if it was sent to 3 other people.
But my thought is, like, if it's more than 1 and that 1 is me, then that's too expensive.
Right.
I mean, because if the people that go to Home Advisor are the people that are price shoppers. Let's be real.
I believe that too.
Okay. Now, you guys are making money. I'm not knocking them, because if you're making money, why not? If it works, it works. I'm just saying there's better ways out there for the amount of money that you're spending. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's the project I wanted to show you. And I guess I'll show you really quick one more I'm super pumped about, because we did this one February 20th of this year. I put this project out. Bentonville Concrete. Okay. This is in Northwest Arkansas. Okay. It shows only 10 people searching. Okay. Check this out. Type in Bentonville Concrete. Who do you see as number 1? Me. Who do you see as number 1? Me. I'm even beating Home Advisor. And this month, well, let's look at April. That's the last full month. I got that one pulled up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44 scheduled, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more. So I got 51 leads in Bentonville, Arkansas. Population of Bentonville, Arkansas is 50,000.
Wow.
I just talked to these guys Friday morning at like 7 a.m. and we went over numbers for April. Their strategy with this is bid them as high as we can and just get the best jobs. they closed at like 20% close because they're bidding so high, and they net 60K, or not net, they grossed 60K last month just on these leads.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's amazing, right? And I'm not saying like that's every company, but I just want to show you the reason we're going into Vegas is because there's no one that like is the name brand. Like no one's the Kleenex of Block Wall yet.
Right.
And so that provides an opportunity to get in, grab all the leads, and partner with a company and have you guys crush it. Because I don't do block walls.
Right.
You know what I mean? So do you have any questions about like how, let me just show you this real quick. Basically what we're looking to do is we come into Vegas, we build a site that's semi-generic. It'll be Las Vegas Block Wall or Block Wall, whatever, right? Doesn't matter. We rank the website, and then every lead that comes into our software, which is what you're seeing right here. Mm-hmm. Like to give you an example of concrete, and I wish we could have done a package deal on concrete. I'm in an agreement with the guy right now. I just barely did this deal with a company. Oops, not that. Look, it's not even in this month. It's in May. So check this out. These are all in Vegas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I got 17 scheduled concrete estimates. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 more. So I got 21 concrete right now in Vegas. Project started in May. And I think to you guys, I could be crazy. I mean, I already sent you guys a fair share of leads, right?
Yeah.
Now, granted, I know a couple of them weren't perfect or whatever, but we'll get to the structure. But do you have any questions about how we generate the lead? I think if you understand it, it makes more sense, because basically if we end up putting a partnership together, I'm going to let the customer know, hey, you're talking to Shayla. She's the owner. I answer the phone. This is her marketing site that we run. And, the company's called Primetime. So that's it. We're just a partner.
Right.
So that way when you call them and they're like, hey, I thought I called Las Vegas Block Wall. You're like, you did. It's our marketing site.
Okay. Got you.
That's it. No one cares.
Okay.
They're buying Wesley. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you guys are similarly priced, they're buying your dad.
Right.
And sounds like he's been doing it long enough. He's pretty good at it.
He is.
That's why you have him out there running estimates, I imagine, because no one is running estimates unless they're good at it.
Yeah, and we're getting ready to hire someone to send them to school for estimating, so that we can take on more work, more commercial work, just more work in general, because I have him pulled so many ways.
How many estimates would I have to send you to make your dad pull his hair out?
I mean, he's good about doing them. He'll do. I would say he would do 2 a day, and he would be okay.
So if I sent you another 30 to 50, it'd be like max, but you guys could handle it. It'd be like you guys are hustling, but you could manage it.
Yeah, like so tomorrow he has, and then so I source leads, and then he's so well known in the community that he gets leads himself.
Oh, just because people know him.
Yes, yep. From referrals. People are always calling him, like he gets jobs, and I'm like, where did you get these jobs from? And he's like, he gets referrals. So like tomorrow he has 3 bids. He has the Chris lady, Michael, and then another one that he sourced on his own.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
But we've sent proposals to John Darnell,
Norman Nix. Did you go out to him?
Norman Nix. I think we went to him.
Yeah.
No. I didn't speak with him. When I called, his wife said that he wasn't home.
Okay. No problem. And by the way, going forward, once we put something together, what we'll do is we'll call and do a live transfer so that you're on the phone, and we'll say, hey, Shayla, I've got Bob on the phone, and then we'll just merge it, and you could just book it right there. Because the second you hang up, you risk not getting a hold of that person.
Right.
And then if you can't answer because you're doing another bid or this or that or kids, we'll just send it to email, and then you just need to call it as soon as possible.
Okay.
which is
That'll
part of the reason why I'm sitting there and like blowing your phone up. Hey, did you get that bid? Did you get that bid? Because I know how these work. And if you don't jump on them, they're gone.
They're gone. Yeah.
So anyway, any questions on how they generate, or can I jump into the deal?
No, I'm good with that.
Okay. So this is basically like I've done a lot of different just deal structures. The very first one, you ever been to Alabama?
Have I been where?
To Alabama?
Yeah, when I was a little girl.
Oh, okay, it's been a while. Okay. Huntsville or like Southern? Do you
I
remember?
have no idea. Just probably passing through.
Okay.
My sister lives in Arkansas, so.
What part of Arkansas? Little Rock? Or does she live?
Yeah. Little Rock.
Okay. I was gonna say, don't tell me she lives in Bentonville, because I used to live there.
No, I think she lives in the city. Little Rock is the city, right?
Yeah, there's some smaller cities where like Walmart's based, which is the northwest corner, but she's probably in Little Rock, I'd guess.
Yeah.
So anyway, real quick, this is how I used to structure deals. I used to do what Home Advisor would do, and I'd say, okay, it's a pay per lead model. Like, picture this. If I came to you and said, hey, I can get you the same price per lead, $69 leads, but I can guarantee that they're exclusive. That right there is a better option than what you're currently getting, right?
Yeah.
But here's the problem. Hear me out. What happens when I get you 10 leads the first 2 weeks, and let's say I get you 20 leads the first month, and you're $1,400 to me? That's a stretch, but you're like, okay, I got a bunch of leads. Then what happens 2 months later when I hit page 1 and I send over 50 leads? It's like you're not prepped, or no one is, to all of a sudden your invoice swells to $3,500.
Right.
And this is what ends up happening every time. You end up cherry picking. So at first you used to go to Summerlin. Now you're getting 50. Dude, Wesley doesn't leave Vegas anymore, man. Like, because he can't. He doesn't have time.
Right.
And so I got to the point, this company right here, I'm the number one spot, HSV Crawlspace. I work with these guys, Crawlspace Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It got to a point, they were so cool at first, paying 15, 20 leads. These guys pay me $200 a lead because it's a different service. Right. But it got to a point that it got out of hand. So like last month, I sent them 29 leads at $200 a pop. It's a $5,800 invoice to me. When we started, they paid me $1,000 a month. So I don't like the pay per lead because it makes it so you don't run every lead. So if you get a little like dinky lead, it's like a repair, instead of you like going and running it, you're trying to come up with a reason why it's not a good lead, so you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, because I know on Home Advisor, the leads. So on Home Advisor, there's an option for people to select me, and I can choose if I want to work with them. If I accept it, then I get charged. But a lot of those leads don't have any information, and I'm like, I'm just not willing to risk it.
No, especially
because I don't know what it is. There's no comments. Even though I'm like, if you selected me, then pick up the phone and call me.
Exactly. 100%.
Because you got my profile. So if you want me, then you pick up the phone, because I'm not going to pay for your lead and I have no idea what I'm paying for.
Because that lead could literally say, hey, shoot me a ballpark, or hey, I want 17 leads, and you get charged just like you would normal, right?
Yeah.
So here's what I'm getting at is I don't do the pay per lead thing. To me, it's stupid. I don't want to. And the other thing, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to count 50 leads every month and then have you count them. And then you take your red pen and try and dicker me down on 10 or 20 of them. See what I'm saying?
Yep. So
here's what I do instead. We've been doing this for like 18 months, and I do it with the company here is Sierra Vista Stucco. They do all the Salisbury homes. And this is what I've been implementing. Now what we do is we just do a flat fee every month, and then every single lead that comes off the website, you get. So if you get 50 leads and you can only run 20, pick the best 20 and let the other ones go. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So like the company in Bentonville, they decided they're getting so many leads. Let's just start increasing our price and let's land 10 jobs instead of 30. And they made 60 grand last month. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
So that's what we do is we do a pay per lead model. you guys own every single lead. The only thing you have to realize is if it's a brand new website, it's going to be a little inconsistent. Some days we're going to get 3 leads. Some days we're going to get 0. Some days we're going to get 1. As soon as we hit page 1 right here, this is when it gets consistent. As soon as we can rank, as soon as we're the guys showing up for the term block wall Vegas, that's when it gets consistent. And let me tell you right now.
But you have to pay for that, don't you? Don't you have to pay for that Google ad?
So check this out. This right here is free. That's Google Maps, okay?
Okay.
And then this under here is free. This is called the organic. What you're talking about is when you search and there's an ad at the top or the bottom. Yes, you do have to pay for that. But what I do is I get our website here organically so that all these clicks are free to me.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
But check this out. This is how competitive Bentonville is. Okay, I'm a customer. I search Blockwall Vegas, and you're Google. And you're telling me as the owner of my home that my best option is to call Yelp?
Right.
Or to call Home Advisor, who isn't even a company?
Right.
Like, that's in, or to call Las Vegas Blockwall, who, by the way, they don't even have a website, and they're – are you kidding me? So, like, I see all of this. I'm like, dude, this is going to be a home run. This is going to be an absolute home run. With St. George, I thought we'd get 10 leads a month. I didn't think we'd get 30 leads a month, and we're killing it. They can't run them all. You know what I'm saying? So, and that company that I'm working with here, they did $6 million last year.
That's awesome.
They're a big company. They got 50 W-2 employees, and they did $6 million. They can't run all of our leads because they're a stucco company, and this is like an ancillary service for them.
Right.
Anyway, long story short, we do a pay-per-lead model. So here's what I'm looking to do, and this is why I hope that I didn't come across wrong. Like, hey, you need your dad on because he's a dude, and I hope that didn't come across. Only reason I wanted to ask that is because you can see that we're getting a ton of leads, and I'm trying to just figure out if this makes sense. Let's put a deal together. If it doesn't, just give me a no so I can go find someone else, because at this point, like, I've already sent you 8 free leads, and I just want to know if it's a yes or no. That's the only reason. I hope that didn't come across offensive.
No, not at all.
Okay. You sure?
Yes.
You're lying to me.
I'm not.
Because I felt like you were digging a little bit, like, hey, what can I answer? And I was like, no, that's not what I meant. I just meant, like, if he's part owner or whatever, I didn't want to be like having to explain it twice. So just, I hope that didn't come across that way. Cool?
Not at all.
Okay. So as far as it goes, this is what most of my websites, what I like to be at for all of them is, like, if you go across the nation, my average website is $1,500 per month. Dramatic pause. I'm just kidding. But check this out. If you're getting okay, so check this out. Let's say that you are getting 30 leads. You're getting a $50, even if you're getting only 30, you're getting $50 a lead, and it's an exclusive lead. You're $20 cheaper, and it's exclusive at $1,500.
Right.
If you get 50 leads,
but am I realistically going to do 50 leads? Probably not.
Well, you're right. For the first couple months, you're not going to bang down 50. But I will safely tell you look at this.
No. I'm saying, am I going to realistically be able to bid 50 leads?
No, okay,
Probably
yeah.
not.
Okay, yeah. So let's say even if you could bid 30, your average cost per lead is, well, that's the math I just did, is $50, right? So if there's 50 leads, your average cost is $30 a lead. So, but anyway, that's what I try and be at. But I like to do this is I like to, like, I don't like long contracts. I'm married already. So, like, that's like the only long contract I like to have. And I'm just kidding. Everything else, it kind of gives me because I don't want to let's say I give you a price, and then this does let's just say it does 75 leads, and it shocks you. And there's another company that's willing to pay me more, but I'm locked into this low price because I did a long contract.
Right.
I don't really like that.
Right.
And you don't like it because you don't know me from Adam, and you don't want to go do a year contract with some dude you just met. Although I have sent you almost as many leads as Home Advisor sends you per month for free. Just saying. I'm just kidding. But so here's what I always do is I like to do, instead of a year, I like to do kind of a trial period and do a 6-month agreement from the onset. So during the 6 months, it's kind of like a trial. We're filling each other out. You get every lead, and I give you a discount during the 6 months. And so for that, and I did the same thing with the St. George one. During the 6 months, then I do it for $1,000 a month. Following me?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure I'm not cutting out, or if it's just the dramatic pause. Can't tell the difference.
No, I'm just taking notes. I'm writing what you're talking.
No. I'm saying on my end. I'm just joking around. I'm not too super serious. I hope you can't tell that. Life's too short, right? So yeah, basically what it is $1,000 a month, 6 months for the onset, and you get every single lead that comes off. Yes, in the first couple months, it is going to be, some days are going to be huge, some days are not. But by the time we hit page 1, you're consistently going to see leads every single day, and they're going to be exclusive with you.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So,
and how long does that take to get to page 1?
So here's the deal, though, is you said something about Google Ads, right? You know how those, you pay and you get to the top, but you got to, every time they click, you get charged.
Yeah, because you have no idea how many marketing calls I get. I get calls from everybody. Do you want to be in the Yellow Pages? Do you want to be in Google? Do you want to be on this? I'd be like, please leave me alone.
Have any of them sent you free leads before they asked you to talk?
No, because most of them I don't give them an opportunity. I hang up before they.
you would have hung up on us too, but we're like, hey, let's mix it up. Let's give her some free leads. But so here's what I do, just so you know. You're right. In the beginning, if I have a brand new website and I'm not on page 1, I'm going to get 0 leads, right? I mean, if you're not on page 1, you're not getting any leads. You know. Hey, can you still hear me? You kind of cut out. Hey, Shayla, can you hear me?
You're kind of frozen.
Better now? Can you hear me?
It's
just going in and out. Can you hear me any better now? How about now? Any better?
The subscriber you have dialed is not in service. If you feel you've been...
Hello.
Hey, I don't know what's going on. Did it kick you out?
I kept telling me it's waiting and then reconnecting.
Okay. Try this real quick. Just try to click it one more time. I'm going to be like 2 minutes. I just want to show you one more thing and then we can get off. Okay, there we go. Let me see if this will work. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Oops. Oh my gosh, where are you at in here? Okay. Okay, you can't see me. Oh, there you are. Can you see me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. How about this? Can you hear me through the computer?
I don't know because I'm on my cell phone.
Oh, I see. Okay, whatever. Let's just rock and roll. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Just tell me if you can see this screen is all I'm going to ask you.
I can.
Okay. So let's just do this real quick. So average job size, what's the average job? Again, I know we went over this, just refresh me. Invoice.
5,000.
How many?
5,000.
Okay, it's 5,000. What's your profit margin again?
20%.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, yeah, okay, 20%. What's your what's your close rate out of 10? Wesley's?
I'd say 5 out of 10 half.
Okay, I'm gonna, so just for this, because I want to play worst case scenario, because everyone's like doomsday, and no one wants to talk about the potential good. They want to talk about that. So I'm gonna say he can only close at 30%, just so I can prove a point. Okay. Okay. Now let's assume I've already sent you 8 leads in like 4 days, but let's assume that the whole month let's say I can only triple what I've done in 4 days. I have 25 days, but I can only send you another 16 leads because whatever, we get another COVID, whatever, something stupid, right?
Right.
So I'm just playing worst case. I'm just dramatic, making this dramatic here. Okay. Even if I only was able to get you 25 and you guys do close at 30% and your profit margin's 20% and your average job is $5,000. This is what you're, just with this many leads, this is what you're looking at in terms of profit.
Right.
On the $1,000 you're spending. If heaven forbid I do a great job and we get 35 leads, I mean, you're 10xing your money, right? And these aren't like made up numbers. I literally think that I talked to you for the first time. Was it last Wednesday?
I believe
So
so.
in what, 5 days we've gotten you 8. Yeah. So in 5 days we've gotten you 8 leads. So fact of the matter is, the risk level on this is, if you get, like, what do you got to get? If like, there's literally no risk, assuming that I'm not a scam.
Right.
Because you guys, and if I am, I live in St. George, so you know where to find me. You guys are spending 8 to 900 bucks on HomeAdvisor. I bet some months you're 1,000, and you're getting 12 leads. And there's some of them are shared. Why not spend a little bit more, get at least double the leads, and have them be exclusive?
Let me ask you a question. Are these leads vetted?
However vetted you want us to make them. Because if you're paying a flat rate, I'll ask as many questions as you want. If you want me only to get like, hey, certain zip codes.
Well, I don't have a problem with location. What we run into a lot now is people don't have realistic budgets.
Okay.
And they don't know what this type of work costs.
Okay.
So when we go out, we quote, and they ghost us.
Yeah.
So I told my dad, going forward, he needs to start asking, like, what's your budget? Like, what's your max? You're not willing to go over X.
Yeah. Or,
and, he can eyeball the price of a job.
Yep.
So, if they're saying 3,500, but you're figuring up in your head 6,700, we don't even need to send them a quote, because
totally, because yeah. Yeah, so here's the thing. That's why I like the flat fee is if we get a ton, like let's say we get 50 and you want us to start qualifying and saying, hey, like, what do you think this is going to cost? And like, what do you have budgeted for this? And they're like 500.
I don't want you to do that. I prefer that if they need HOAs, because that's the biggest problem. A lot of people are calling us before they've even been approved through their HOA. So we're paying for leads that they're, like, we have one lead that I'm paying for, and this is what pissed me off about HomeAdvisor, because they want to raise the wall illegally, and we can't get a permit to do that job. Right. But HomeAdvisor doesn't know that. All they know is they want to do a block wall.
Yep.
Well, when I read the description, they say it's 9 blocks high, and they want to go up another 3 or 4. I know 9 blocks high is 6 feet. If I go up any higher, it's illegal now. We can't go over 6 feet in the valley. Some valleys will some cities will let you do 8 feet, but you got to get it engineered and approvals, and the city is not doing those. They're not approving walls over 6 feet.
I see. I see. Yeah. So, but that's the nice thing. Cause like if I was doing pay per lead and I'm like home advisor, I can see for them, they're like, no, 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 it's a good lead. Like that we don't know. But if we're doing a flat deal, we can just ask them, hey, have you been HOA approved? And that's just one of our checklists. If they haven't, we can still send you the lead and just say, hey, they haven't been HOA approved. Maybe put them in a list. But yeah, we'll do whatever. Like I don't care what. We'll do whatever we want. You want what I know though is that we want to do whatever we can so that you close more jobs, because even if you're with us for 6 months and you pay us $1,000 a month, at the end of 6 months, you're going to look at how many jobs you closed and you're going to divide that by $6,000 and you're going to look at your ROI. And if that ROI isn't positive, you and I are done.
I know we are.
Oh, and that's why, but here's the unfair thing though, is what happens if I get you 50 leads, but because of your systems or your follow-up, like you don't have a positive ROI. So that's why I'm saying we will, and I can promise this, if you need us, like, hey, couldn't get a hold of this lead, will you help me call them? It's worth it because I understand the math and I understand that it has to be positive. So even if I got to put a little extra work in to keep you with me, I'm trying to put together a 10-year deal here, not a 6-month deal. That's my goal. So that's the difference is like, I'm not working.
Fair. I'm not gonna say it's egregious because I know some companies that we work with, they spend $20,000 a month on marketing. So
Yeah. And that marketing sometimes isn't even leads. It's like, hey, we're going to build you a website and do some optimization and SEO. And it's like, we didn't get any calls from that.
Right.
But the last thing is you were asking me like, hey, you're not going to be on page 1. What I do is I take that $1,000 and for the first, until I get to page 1, I will spend, if I need to, 900 of the 1,000 on Google ads to get you leads. Because if you give me $1,000 month 1 and I send over 0 leads, then month 2 doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it. It's not complicated. Now we do, like, we have to build out the website. So we do charge like an initial build out fee for that. But like, I don't know, I'm willing to give you a deal on that. It's something just nominal because I want to put something together, and I'd rather not have to do another call like this. We usually charge $1,000 for our build out fee because we have to do the tracking number, we have to do the website, the hosting, the content, all that stuff. But I mean, we're getting enough leads right now. I just want to get a deal put together. Like so I mean, if we want on that, it's normally, we usually charge $1,000. I'd take half of that, and I'll even split it up over 6 payments if that's the deal breaker. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but bottom line is this, just for the sake of this. So it's $500 essentially a build out fee, which is to build out the site, get it going, the whole deal. It's $1,000 a month. We charge weekly, so you're not getting hit like $1,000 up front. You're getting hit $250 every week. And we send every single lead to you, and we send it exclusively. I mean, that's about as simple as it gets. It's not rocket science. Our agreement says I'll only kids. Our agreement says I'll work with you exclusively. You're going to pay $1,000, and every single lead in the Las Vegas area is yours. And at the end of 6 months, you're not obligated to anything. But we would like to continue with you if it's profitable. You know what I mean? So what would be the only, like, what doubt?
My only reservation right now is I'm going to call my dad and discuss capacity with him. I don't want to commit to something and he'd be like, I'm going to kill you.
Would you, if you did this, would you replace Home Advisor?
If I do this, I'm going to cancel Home Advisor.
So let me ask you this, because that's fine. But if it's this, essentially it's about $100 difference, let's call it 100, 150, depending on your month, right?
Yeah.
And
the only problem is with Home Advisor, I composite.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm paying.
Yeah, I see.
So if I want to pause it for 30 days, I pause it for 30. Because if we get a big project and we say, hey, we can't take any work, I can pause it and not pay.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, you just gotta. All you gotta do is just hire somebody else. Easy. Yeah, I see. I get you. What other questions do you have?
That's it. I think you did a great job explaining it.
Oh.
I'm not the price isn't terrible. I'm not afraid of that amount if it's beneficial to us. If we're making profits, then it makes sense.
Totally. How do you feel like honest, just be straight with me, of the leads we've sent you thus far, what do you feel like the quality's been? Now, I know there was the guy that was kind of being a douche and he's like, I'm going to get 100 quotes. Those come, but you feel like they've been legitimate people interested in getting quotes, right?
Yeah, no, all of them that I've called have been interested and we've set appointments with them.
Okay. So here's my only ask, and then you can call your dad. All I ask is, because like I said, we're moving and I want to move on this. And if it doesn't make sense, then I'm not going to lose sleep over it. It's not a big deal because we're only going to work with one company. All I ask, since your dad couldn't be on the call, is could you just give him a ring? Really, it's like, hey, Dad, it's either Home Advisor or these guys. It's a little bit of a difference in cost, but we get exclusive rights. Could you just get me a yes or no before the end of the night?
Probably. I have another call. My phone has rung 3 times since we've been on this Zoom.
Okay. That's all I ask, because if you can say that. So
it's not tonight. It will be in the morning. But I definitely will get back to you because I'm definitely looking for something different than Home Advisor.
Right.
I've been with them for over 2 years. And I'm pretty sure they've gotten a lot of money from me. So
yeah, well, because that's my thing is if it's a no, I just want to know, because in the morning I'm gonna hit the phones and find somebody else, because we're gonna have. I imagine if not tonight, in the morning, I'm gonna have another lead, and if it's you guys, I want to send it to you. If it's not, I don't want it to go cold. I want to send it to somebody else. So why don't we do this? Jump on your calls. I'll hit you with a text in a couple hours, and let's see where we're at.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Any other questions? Or are you good? Okay, you don't need my social or anything like that. Check me out. Make sure I'll make.
I work for a bank, so
you're good to go.
I won't publicly record myself that I work for financial.
Okay. Well, no problem. I'll shoot you a text here in a few hours. Let me know what your dad says.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.